What's up guys, Nick Plays Games back again today with another video. Today's video is just going to be a tutorial on how to mod Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, because I have been getting some comments on people asking how to do certain mods, especially with the debug build. So today's video is just going to be a tutorial for you guys on how to do that, and also how to do it safely so you make sure you don't kind of screw up your game, because I know some people who might be new to modding, you might put your game at risk here if you're deleting certain files or modifying certain things and you don't really know what you're doing. So this video is basically going to be a tutorial for that, and we're also going to look at some other tools that I do use while modding that I think would be helpful for you as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're going to start off right now. If you look at my desktop right here, you'll see I do have this shortcut here. It says ATWin64, but that's basically my shortcut to my Kakarot game. I didn't rename it. You'll see I have this other tool here called the Dbz K Mod Manager. This is a great tool that I use when I mod Dragon Ball Z Kakarot that I'll also be going into later in the game. And Kakarot Switcher is just it's another mod, but this is a different kind of mod because it's actually an executable file. And we have our backup here, and I do also have my debug build copy of the game in its own folder as well. But to start us off here, before we even begin modding, the number one thing I'd say to anybody who's about to mod their game is to make a backup of the game. And that's actually what we have right here. So I'm going to open this folder, and you'll see here it looks pretty much the same thing as the original version of the game. So the way you do this, it's really simple, but before you mod anything on your original game, you'd want to go to the shortcut and open the file location like what I just did, and you should see a folder like this. And if you go back, you'll have the main game folder right here. Now the difference from me and you is that you might not have these two folders right here, the OG packs and the DBZ mods. So basically I created these folders. DBZ mods is just a collection of all the mods that I have on my computer, just in one folder, and this is also going to tie later into this the mod manager, but we'll get into that later. But the DBZ mods is just a collection of mods I have in the game library right here. And OG packs, these are the two pack files that originally come with the game. I would highly recommend, if you're not going to back up the entire game, to back up these two, because these two files are typically what's modified in most of the mods for the game. So having these backed up is really important, because if you do modify one of these two files and you don't have a backup, you're going to have to reinstall the entire game to get these, and it's just kind of a waste of time to do that. So the way you would do this basically is you go into your engine folder, config, oh sorry, no, not config, binary, not even binary, where is it? Oh, it's over here, sorry. So you go into your AT folder, content, packs, and you'll see here the pack chunk 0 and pack chunk 1. Now you can ignore this one. This is actually from the debug one, but and these two folders you're not going to see as well. These come from the mod manager, but the original two ones right here, pack chunk 0 and pack chunk 1, you're going to want to copy these and place them in a folder like this called OG packs, or whatever you want to call it. You can call it original packs or whatever is good for you. So you're going to want to back those up. Once you back those up, I'd recommend you also make a folder like this one, just to hold all the mods so you know where they are. And then once you do that, I'd copy this entire folder, and what you can do is just make another folder called DBZ backup, and copy everything from here into the backup folder. So the backup folder, once you copy everything over, I'm not going to do it in this video just because there's a lot of files in the DBZ folder, and it would take a long time to copy everything over. But once you do that, I'd recommend keeping this on an external hard drive or USB, or somewhere that you know it's not going to be touched, just because this is your backup. So in the case something does go wrong or is corrupted in your game files, you always have this where you can restore files over. In the case where you lose something or you replace something you shouldn't have, this is really useful to have. So that's basically the first step to modding Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So the second step is, even though I did already kind of talk about it, is your packs folder. Once again, I keep opening the wrong one, but just make sure you do have these backed up. And a great way to know which one are the OG ones is by looking at the file size. So you'll know that the first one here is about 4.2 gigs and the second one is 2.3. And typically with most other mods, you'll find that the pack file is actually really small compared to the two original ones. Like you can see, this one here is only about 276 megabytes. And if we go into the other mods, you'll see a lot of them are about maybe 6, 28, 8 megabytes. They're really small files. So that's a good way for you to know which one are the OG files and which one are mods. And also in most cases, the mods are renamed. Like you'll see here, I have Brawly, Goku, Code Vegeta, Jiren. They all have different names. They're not like pack chunk files. So that's another way you'll know which one are the mods and which one are the OG ones. But yeah, that's basically your third step into modding your game, and that's pretty much it for now. Most of the time with modding, when you do download, let's say for example, any of these mods you get over the Kakarot website, the way you would mod them is by going into your game folder. So in this case, right here, and then going into your engine folder, config. Damn, I keep going to the wrong one. Going into here, content, packs, and basically replacing the files in this folder. Now, the thing about doing that is when you want to keep changing your mods, you're going to have to delete the old ones and replace the new ones. And that can get kind of tedious depending on how many mods you might be running on the game at one time. So that's where we're going to use our mod manager. So the mod manager is actually a really great tool. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description if you want to download it. But basically what the mod manager lets you do is basically control what mods you have in the game and turn them on and off from one area. So when you first download the mod manager, what you're going to have to do is click set game location, and you'll see an example here. If you do have the Steam copy of the game, this is most likely where the game file is going to be, or the folder is going to be. But in my case, since it's a non-Steam, what you're going to do is click open file location from your shortcut, go to this folder, and this is pretty much where you want to go. So for me here, I'm just going to go here and navigate to this folder. So we're going to go from, oh, wait, I'm going to have to move this out of the way. But we're basically going to go to this PC, My Passport, Games, and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. That's pretty much it. Click OK, and you'll get a prompt here saying your game location is now saved. If you change your game folder location in the future, please use the set game folder button to set your new location. You can just click OK. So in the case where you do change where this folder is on your computer, you're going to have to update that again. But if you don't change it, you don't have to worry about that. So once you've done that, now is where we actually add the mods. So you want to click here, add a new mod. It's actually really simple, but the same way we found this folder, you're going to want to re-navigate to there. So I'm going to go to My Passport, Games, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and if you remember, I do have this folder right here, and this is where basically all my mods are. And this is why I recommended you guys to have a mod folder in where all your mods are saved together, because it just makes adding the mods so much easier. And also another thing you can do is just copy this file path up here, and that way you don't have to come back and keep navigating. But whatever mod you want to add, you can pick. So for example, I'm going to pick the Saitama mod, open, and it should show up here. Just give it a second. Okay, and there it is. So it might take a little bit of time, but it will show up here. So it says now the mod Saitama.pack has been added to your collection, and also show you the location. And you might notice this folder right here. So this is a folder that the mod manager has created for you. So if we actually go here, go to engine. Oh, why do I keep doing that? Sorry, go to AT content and packs. You'll find this folder here, and there you see our Saitama.pack. So you click OK, and you'll see this check mark. So basically what the check mark means is if there's a check beside it, that means the mod is currently on. And if you turn it off, it turns it off. That's pretty much it. But yeah, it's a really easy way to see what mods you have downloaded on your computer and what you want to turn on and off depending on what you want to use for the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it for modding Kakarot. You know, there are some special mods that are not this simple. You know, most of the mods that are pack files are usually reskins or character textures. But in the case for something like a debug pack, if we look in my debug folder here, and we look in here, there's two folders, and you might notice it's a lot more than just a pack file, and that's because since this is a debug build, it's a much bigger mod. But when you're using something like this, simply all you would do is take these two folders, copy them, go to your original folder, and paste them right here. I'm not going to do it since I already have it on, but in the case for bigger mods like that, this is why you want to create a backup, because when you do copy them over, you don't have to worry about having to restore them in the case where you want to get back to your original copy of the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it from here. If you made it to the end of the video, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions on modding the game, leave a comment and I'll definitely get back to you. But I hope this was a helpful video. If you enjoyed the video, definitely press the like button, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's been Nick Plays Games, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.